Oh, why am I like that? Hi everyone. I don't know why I'm like that. I want to change that. Oh, here we go. There we go. They StreamYard changed their shit, so I'm still getting used to it, I suppose. Um. Oh, cool. I'm already shut up. I don't have to tell myself to shut up. Hi everyone. How are you doing tonight? I hope well. Oh shoot. I have to try not to talk so loud because I'm trying out a new mic. Let me know if it's too loud or too shitty sounding, but it's actually not new. Wait, the sponge thing's on. Yeah. It's actually not new, but it's kind of new to me because I've only used it once or twice. So hi Mr. Blackbolt. Hi Taboo Topics. Hi Chill B. Hi April. I hope everyone's doing awesome today. I I had the day off from work and it was beautiful here. So I sat out on my porch and actually pulled out my laptop today. I haven't used my laptop in probably 6 months or more. And I'm like, I wonder what shit I have on there. And I did find some screenshots. So it was worth it there. And a video or two that I had kind of forgotten about, but I had on my desktop too, but I forgot about it. They were just right there. And some other info too. Yeah. But yeah, so that was my day. I sat out on the porch in the sun with my animals while Michael went around and did lawn work and shit. And I fucked around on the computer all day. Oh, and I listened to the Karen retrial again today. I was going to stream about it, but I'm like, I really feel like I just need to do some research into things. And I have an idea for new content that I will be, I started recording, but I'm going to finish recording it tonight. So hopefully. So that's what I did today. Or as Michael likes to put it, I did nothing. We'll see how nothing that is on the 21st of every month now, won't we? He actually did do a lot of work today, but oh well. Still not nothing. So, all right. I've been made aware of Candace Owens' video thanking or giving credit or whatever without a crystal ball. So I found a screenshot and I posted it on Instagram and I tagged Candace Owens, but I'm sure she's not going to see it or whatever, but other people will. That's the important thing. But let me show you what I found. Let me try and show you what I found. There it is. It will share up there with a PNG. Yep. Okay. Well, so I went to her old Facebook and I just searched for Candace. That's it. I mean, I know she has like a lot more posts and videos and shit on Candace. I wasn't going that deep into it. I know like as recent as these 2 weeks ago, she was talking shit about her. Is that sharing now? Because it didn't look like it was. All right, let me do this. Make it bigger. There we go. So yeah, this is from February 7, 2022. And she says, Candace Owens, an author, a commentator, and someone who has a successful career as a conservative pundit, hates feminism. Yet feminism is the reason she has enjoyed the success she has. She is degrading women to believe that they must stay home. Candace doesn't stay home. She works full time. She isn't a flower sitting at home, which I have to say, why do you have to be a flower if you're sitting at home? Why can't you be a badass like ninja or something? Why does it have to be a flower? Anyway, I mean, calling it a flower, I think, is kind of feminist, but whatever. She's a con artist using her platform to con women into being submissive so she can profit off them consuming her content. Why do they have to be submissive to consume her content? It just seems so. I mean, I do think that she is kind of running a grift. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Candace Owens fan. I'll be honest, but I don't think that she's trying to trick women into staying home so they will consume her content and thus give her clicks and views. I don't think that's what she's doing. She's not a walking hypocrite to even suggest women must stay home when she can't do it herself. She benefits from everything early feminists have fought for. Equality is not a dirty word. Candace Owens hates women and probably hates herself. Harsh. Kind of harsh. I didn't even look at the comments. Damn it. Damn it. Will I be able to pull it up? I think I'll be able to. You see, I have certain socket. She has me blocked. Even her old Facebook page still has me blocked. So I have to sign into certain sock accounts. But I think I got kind of ballsy like maybe a month or two ago and actually commented on a couple socks. And I think those got banned too. So, oh well. Let me see here. Can I pull it? Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not banned on this one. Okay. Which, I really wish someone could reach out to whoever it is that took over her old Facebook page. And I wish that they would just lift all the bans. I mean, wouldn't that be wonderful? Why don't they just do that? What the fuck? All right, so let me find the post and I'm going to share the screen. There we go. All right, so let's check out some comments here. I don't know what would be in here, but let's see. I'm sure Katie ran her mouth somewhere. Though I could be wrong. There's a lot of comments though, so we're going to be hitting a lot of Seymours. I know they're not called Seymours anymore, but still, I still call them Seymours. So if anyone used to search Facebook comments back in the day, you didn't have the like so many threads of comments. It was just like comment, reply, comment, reply. But one comment would have like several replies, and that was it. There's no more sub threads after that. So it would always say "see more." So I was if you were looking to see like what kind of propaganda was being fed or whatever, I might go through and look at all the comments, and I would always say I have to go look at all the Seymours. I know it's stupid. I have to say though, I'm pretty impressed with myself with the description I made for this video, this live stream. I am. We are going to be covering more of this. I just really want to go through the comments real quick to see if she commented. But I pulled a couple of videos too. Because the hypocrisy that is Katie Joy, like I know like we all know that she's a hypocrite. We all know that. I know that you know that. We all know that. But sometimes it's just still kind of amazing to see how much of a fucking hypocrite she is. It's almost like I feel like we might forget because it's not always that blatantly, loud in our face or something, but why is she a hypocrite? All right, I don't think she commented, maybe. I don't see anything. Usually it'll say like commented by the page or whatever. I don't even see her sock accounts. I'm sure they're in there, but I haven't seen them yet. Wow. I see now. I think we're not going to see a comment from her, and I think I see why. Because people were giving her a lot of pushback in the comments, and well, we all know how she feels about any kind of confrontation, virtual or otherwise. So there's that. Okay, let me check chat real quick. Okay, there we go. Hi, Ty Cobb. I like that, Seymour's. Hi, Sam. Hi, April. I might have said hi to you already. I don't know, but hi again. All right, so I'm gonna venture on over to Instagram real quick. Oh, and I have 2 other screenshots. Okay, so go ahead and look at these real quick. Why is it not? Oh, because I ended this shit. Can you see me? Oh no, that's right. Because that's why I did that. That's why you can't see me. That freaks me out. See, Dreamyard changed their shit, and then now it just screws me up. Okay, so here is as in one of the comments somewhere, I forget. Actually, I grabbed it from the Discord, but it says here, I might have to sneeze. I'm glad all of this is getting uncovered, but honestly, I'm a little concerned that BF didn't know this. Why didn't he have someone checking every single business Blake and Ryan were tied to, et cetera, et cetera? Just worries me a little. Katie says, you are concerned that a team dealing with criminal-minded, malignant narcissists didn't have it all figured out. Come on, are you serious? Well, they're a team of lawyers, though. So, and I take that back. Not all lawyers are like that. So then Deanna here says, oh, I'm serious. When you're dealing with criminal-minded, malignant narcissists, as you say, then you have to double and triple check everything in every angle. If you don't, then that's how justice evades you. And while I have every faith in BF and his team, it's a little worrisome when Josh Boswell reported that BF seemed genuinely shocked at the news. Here it is. Here is how Katie becomes the story. Katie becomes the victim in the story, or the perceived victim in the story. Katie just absorbs the whole thing. Katie says, it's easy to judge what you don't know. I've been on the receiving end of Todd Chrisley, spending years terrorizing me. Ignoring you. He spent years ignoring you. That's what he did. I get some people, if there's one thing I've learned over the past 2 years, it's that some people do view being ignored as a form of terror, I guess, for some reason, but whatever. I fought with U.S. attorneys, spoke to the FBI. Yeah, but they didn't speak back, I bet. Or except for Steve, Told them he was tampering with witnesses to get his daughter to testify for him by scaring her and using me to obtain his records because she was the record keeper on Todd Chrisley, right? The U.S. Attorney's Office, Todd Chrisley, no one could get his records unless they went through Katie. That's what it was. Using me to obtain his records. Know what the FBI and U.S. attorneys did? Nothing. Shit. Then at his trial, his daughter perjured herself. Oh, way to get back at Lindsay, huh? Now we're going to accuse her of defamation, per se. Lied on the stand because her dad manipulated her to lie. Then at sentencing, the U.S. attorneys used his witness tampering, hello, she uncovered, right? As a way to increase his sentence. I don't think that's what happened. When you are in the thick of abuse by a criminal, malignant narcissist, you don't see everything they do because they're unpredictable, out of control, do everything to destroy you. Todd uploaded probably eight podcasts about me, as opposed to the 40 something videos I did about him. He did 8 whole podcasts where he mentioned my name. Called me a child abuser. I think it was neglect or something. Spoke about my son. You're right. The world should just ignore the fuck out of your son. Is that okay? It's a weird thing for a mother to want for her kid, but whatever. and encouraged his fans to attack me. So I've been Justin. I am. I am Justin. I am Justin, is what she's saying. I know why it was missed. Now, I have to say, though, for the first time in probably a while, I feel as though I can relate almost entirely to a post by Katie Joy, though not in the same way that she does, maybe. I don't know. Like, I see what she's saying here, but I think with her, though, it's more like telling on herself rather than anything else. Where, yeah, it is hard to know what to expect. You can't really predict what someone who is absolutely nothing like you and is a malignant narcissist will do when you yourself may not be one. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say I'm not one. I mean, I don't really know much about it, so I don't really feel like I can say I am or not. I don't think I am. I don't know. I do know this, though. I've not once gone around calling myself an empath. So, so for that reason, I know I'm not like Katie Joy. So I guess I'm not a malignant narcissist. My opinion, allegedly. Hi, Tiffany. I don't know. I don't remember who I said hi to. I'm just going to say hi to everyone again and again. So just deal with it. Hi, Sunny D. All right. So there's that. Oh, I also want to go over here to her Instagram and check that out for a minute. Then we're going to check out some videos. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We've seen the videos before. But I feel like we have the opportunity to take more away from it, again, or be reminded of more when she's right in the thick of doing the very thing that we're going to see her crying about having done to her. It's you can't write shit this fucking comical, I don't think. Right. So, oh, here we go now. So an update on the Baldoni v. Lively case. I've made contact with a few people connected to Justin Baldoni. She's Justin now. The fake lawsuit was a complete shock to them. They had no idea this was how Blake got Jen's phone, and his side is 100% paying attention to the coverage and are floored with everything that's been uncovered. They were so grateful for everyone fighting for the truth. They were so grateful for Katie Joy. That's what it is. No one else mattered. Oh, and about that smear campaign, they know where it originated. It was fans of Colleen's book, not Wayfarer, that led the backlash they had coming to do with it. They had nothing to do with it. Real victims of DV were angry and loud because of Blake's promotion, which they had nothing to do with. She promoted what? Her hair care line? Who gives a shit? It's fucking shampoo or whatever. And I know a lot of people take issue with her promotion of an alcohol line, but I thought that what she was promoting was her non-alcoholic drink line. Like it was like an alternative kind of buzz, like you see advertised and shit on Instagram and TikTok or whatever. I thought that that's what it was. I could be wrong. I don't know. But seriously, really show me any movie premiere that doesn't have the main people involved promoting something or other. I mean, other than the movie, of course, but whatever. Let's just say that the smear campaign never happened. The sexual harassment never happened. And all of this has been the most devastating experience of their lives. So many people have cast them aside and already labeled them predators. This isn't fake. Baldoni and crew are being shunned in the industry because of the lie started by Lively and Reynolds. But they are confident that the truth will prevail. The biggest shock for me was that they truly had no clue about the sham lawsuit. They knew that something illegal happened. I didn't think it was illegal, though. Questionable, shady, sure. but not how it was done. Now they know. Now that they know, they have a lot more hope that Justin and his team will be vindicated. As for the claims of sexual harassment, the harassment did not happen at all. It's all fabricated. Every single detail. As far as Blake and Ryan, a lot of people were walking in eggshells because they never knew what they would do next. It was that hostile. As as far as it being just a Blake issue, as Friedman has stated, Reynolds is as involved as Blake. What the hell does she have against Ryan Reynolds for real? Like, I mean, whatever. The fact that this lawsuit was even filed on Blake's side is I think is just really being like, I don't know, deaf to reading the room, I guess, maybe, or blind to it or whatever. Like it comes off as very entitled. Okay, I get that, but what the why come for Ryan? Like, what did he do? Like, I like Ryan. I don't care. I don't care. Come for me. That's a hill I will happily die on and lay on. No, I'm kidding. What was that? Thinking of all the Wayfarer team: Justin, Jamie, Emily, Natasha, Jen, Melissa, and Steve, along with the non-employee dragged into this conspiracy, Jed Wallace. She's thinking of you guys. I'd run. I would, if seriously, take your chances with Blake. You were far more likely to come out unscathed than after her. So I'd run. My opinion. Allegedly, whatever. You are concerned. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Okay. It's easy to judge. Yeah. Oh, and she went on, or she went on to comment more. Todd sued me only for the purpose of getting my communications with his daughter. I thought it was his records. I thought that's what he wanted. A day before his trial started, he begged me to settle. I settled and signed an idiotic NDA to make him go away, because that's how it works. But I do not care about the NDA, because you can't force me to be quiet to cover up what I know about your criminal acts. Well, he's a convicted criminal, so I think you're safe to comment on those crimes, because they're not alleged anymore. He's convicted. Whether you think he's innocent or not, I know there's an argument for it, whatever, I don't care. But he's convicted. So according to the record, you're not like slandering him now. He's in prison. His podcast company was forced to take every single podcast he made about me. Take it where? His podcast company was forced to take every single podcast he made about me. Okay. What? Take them up to him so he can watch him in prison? It's funny. All 8 of them. His family is barred from speaking about me on their podcast. All of them. Really? So how is it that you got the whole family to come in, join in on this NDA? I'm thinking that that's some bullshit. I'm thinking that that might not be true. Okay, maybe you and Todd entered into an agreement to just shut the fuck up about each other, much like you and Steve did. Okay, fine, I buy that. But why the hell would the would it be even conceived that the rest of his family has to join into? That is, I don't buy that for a second. I don't. I think that they just don't care to talk about you. It's been 5 years since it all started. He's been locked up for 2. The day he was imprisoned was the best one of the best days of my life, because he could no longer terrorize me or anyone else. He called you, I think he picked up Nick's nickname for you. I think he called you without a pot to piss in. I get how that can be terrorizing. Okay. Okay, so this person says, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm not judging anyone, just saying I was a little worried because I don't want Blake and Ryan to get away with this. But at least in this day and age, if there are things that do slip by, then there are folks like you that help sniff out the truth when others try to make it purposefully concluded. Keep up the good work. I want to make a mental note of this account because I'm betting in about, I'll give it 2 months, they'll be singing a different tune, I bet. You described it perfectly. They make everything convoluted, and you spend your time dealing with all the fires they cause. You miss half of them. Let's see. Wait, what is this? I'm not, and I've never been a victim of DV, and I read Colleen Hoover's book, but when I saw Blake's promotion of the movie, Grab Your Girlfriends and Wear Your Floors, what is wrong with that? I'm sorry. What is so wrong with that? Hey, it's a movie that you and your friends might like to watch, and the main character, one of the main characters, owns a flower shop. So yeah, grab your friends and wear your florals. What's so fucking wrong with it, dude? Did no one ever go to like the Rocky Horror Picture Show when they were a kid and dress up as the people in the movie? I mean, was that somehow exploiting like transvestitism or whatever? I mean, come on. Or musicals even, or S&M wear. Anyway, no, seriously though, I mean, what is so wrong with that? What is so wrong with saying, hey, this is something, you group of women who are friends might be able to experience together, so you can have that and possibly be like a bit of support for one another going forward, and wear your florals. Let's make it somewhat fun. What is so fucking wrong with that? I don't understand what is so wrong with that. It's crazy. I was absolutely sickened. So I can't even imagine how victims and survivors of DV felt seeing how flippantly Blake spoke about what was supposed to be a movie about such a serious and important issue. Because it wasn't just about that. It was about a lot more than that. That wasn't the only issue. That wasn't the only serious issue. That was just the most shock value kind of issue for people like Katie Joy to latch onto and exploit, really, in my opinion. I mean, sure, it had to do with DV. I don't know. I haven't seen it, I'll be honest with you. But I know, just reading like the synopsis and everything, this had more to do with, it had to do with that, but also had to do with just finding strength within yourself, finding your own voice, finding your own boundaries, you know? And it was a little bit of a love story, But I mean, it just had it had to do with like a lot more real life things than just that. Like in the other things I listed, I think every woman can relate to. Maybe not every woman can relate to DV, though. I think way too many can, sadly. But every woman, I think, can relate to finding your own voice, setting your own boundaries, and being comfortable doing that. And being strong enough to make right decisions for yourself and to follow through. That's something, I don't care where you're from, what walk of life, who you are. Every woman has had to deal with that. Okay. And maybe some of them even wore florals when they did it. And I don't believe for one second that Sony didn't want any mention of DV in promotion. Oh, I do. It was just another thing she hijacked. It would have come off as exploitative, I think, to run with that as the leading promotional, or the leading like hook for the movie. And it would have also triggered a lot of people and would have also encouraged some people to say no to seeing it. I don't doubt for one second Sony did not want that to be the main promotional aspect. She didn't mention it because it didn't fit in with the fun and flirty branding image of her hair care products and drink line that she was really promoting. So incredibly selfish, greedy, tone deaf, that's what the phrase I was looking for earlier. And most of all, disrespectful to DV victims and survivors everywhere. This shit right here is what I find disrespectful to anyone who's faced any kind of domestic violence or domestic abuse situation. Is people like this playing gatekeeper, basically. That's what I find disrespectful. Thought Ryan decided his company was taking over the promotional strategy. So now he wants to blame Sony for not telling them it was an awful strategy. Those two are diabolical. You are another real person. Okay. Candace Owens gave you props for your discovery to her 4 million subscribers. You and her always keeping it real. Who is this person commenting on? They say copy that. It seems so weird. All right, so we're gonna head on over to a movie here, or a video. Just a second. I think. I don't know. Um. Oh, I want to read this one quick. Blake Lively's supporters defend use of sham lawsuits. Some experts claim Baldoni's supporters would praise this tactic if he did this to Blake. Recently, I've noticed a lot of disturbing comments, online commentary from various experts, and chatter about the use of the sham subpoena and lawsuit to obtain Justin Baldoni and Jen Abel's private communications. Supporters of Blake seem to believe that if Baldoni had used this tactic on her, that we would be jumping for joy. I can say confidently that I would be horrified if Baldoni implemented the tactic. There are civil procedures that need to be followed in every court. Every U.S. citizen has a right to be noticed if their records are being noticed. Oh, if their records are being sought in a civil action. If a person believes that, quote, clever lawyering involves using a method to intentionally avoid having to notify the target, I would side eye them and never tell them a single secret about myself. I've gone through discovery with a high profile reality star. This star was indicted for a host of serious financial crimes and facing up to 30 years in prison. In the years before his case went to trial, he sued several people, including me, and used sham lawsuits to obtain records through discovery that he never would have gotten otherwise. What? No, he didn't. So first of all, she says lawsuits, plural. Okay. Well, she's only really, I think, aware of like one lawsuit, the one that he filed against her. But also, that wasn't a sham one. If it were sham, then why the fuck did she settle? Why did she agree to settle? Why did she agree to once again hand over her fucking sources and then promise not to talk poorly about him again? Whatever. Because she won? Okay. His lawyers wanted so much information from me, including all my communications with his family, daughter, government officials, and anyone tied to his criminal case. Why the fuck were you even involved in his criminal case? It's too. I had to fight to protect my privacy of involving myself in his fucking federal case. My rights and the rights of other people that I communicated with that he targeted. He didn't really care to target anyone. It was all because he wanted to target Katie Joy. Katie Joy was the inspiration for his targeting, even his own daughter. Mm-hmm. Wait a second, I think I'm being summoned. 1 second. Yeah, I have food waiting for me when I'm done. All right, where was I? Uh, I had to fight to protect my privacy, my rights, and the rights of other people that I communicated with that he targeted. She fought for their rights because she communicated with them. She fought Todd Chrisley for other people's rights. Privacy is a fundamental right. I had done nothing wrong. That's funny. She says privacy is a fundamental right. It would. I wonder. Would that include like DMs, especially DMs that were shared with you when you said you agreed that they'd be off the record, but then you put them on the record and shared them publicly, potentially putting a DV victim in harm's way? Would that have been private? I did not cause his indictment, nor work with anyone to get him arrested. Oh, but you tried, I bet. What he really wanted was my communication with his daughter. We were forced to hand over a small amount of communications. I wonder maybe that could be why the daughter ended up testifying on his behalf. Maybe because you ratted her out like you do any other source, in my opinion, allegedly, whatever. Once he obtained the communication, he was able to use this disclosure to turn his daughter against me. Once he got his daughter isolated from most people, he got her to agree to testify for him and lie for him on the witness stand. After years of terrorizing me, his witness tampering succeeded with her testimony. How would. When he was convicted and sentenced, the U.S. attorney cited his witness intimidation of his daughter to increase his sentence. I've been the victim of a sham lawsuit. I just can't help but to settle with them, though, when they happen. So I never support anyone using this method, period. Uh-huh. Sure. Wasn't it her that started a GoFundMe so she could take someone to civil court to make them stop saying mean things about her on the internet? Yeah, that was her. Pretty sure. Um, I don't know if you are referring specifically to Keith Albertson from Ask Two Lawyers, but he said this very thing when I watched the show yesterday, and it did not sit well with me. I really don't think they get it at all. The phone is a company phone. Once the phone is turned over to the company can move the phone to wherever Stephanie is based in New York. So they probably brought the phone to New York. And SJ extract the data from Jen's phone. She must have a digital forensic copy. No? I think so. It's weird she would have to extract the data the way they did. How did they extract it? I got pinwheels, so that's why it's stuck. It's not scrolling at the moment. Okay. Not sure why she couldn't just get into the phone and take screenshots herself. Or just even plug it into a computer and just download it. My comment about Keith Albertson was referring directly to your point that we Baldoni supporters would be jumping for joy if Friedman used this shady tactic. I could not disagree more. Sorry, I should have been more specific in my initial comment. Yes, part of it was from their video yesterday. I don't agree with him on that. I find Keith to a lot more reasonable about the fact that this behavior isn't normal. I think it's a non-issue, honestly. I don't think the fact that it's a subpoena from New York matters. I don't think it matters. I don't know. All right. Yeah, all right. We're done. I'm going to go and start a video now after I check chat real quick. Mhm. Okay, I'm done there. Let me check chat. Love the Rocky Horror picture. It's to the time. Dance again. Does anyone know what's happening with with what lawsuit? The Blake Lively? No, I haven't kept up on that. I've kept up mostly on Karen Reed as of late. Um, I don't know what's going on with Katie's either. Oh, 7M. I don't know. Here, I can pull it up real quick to see what comes up, if anything. Um, okay. No, I better not get it. Fucking. Can you guys hear the music background? If you can't, I'm gonna have to tell him to turn it down. Word. You know, I started the computer and the internet right before, like 15 minutes before I started streaming. I don't know why shit's running so slow. All right. All right, 7M. Let me share this. All right. 417. Oh, we can't see the document, so they had to it has relist the not the interrogatories, but they had to relist or whatever their evidence, whatever, like the videos and stuff, because I guess that the list that they had just wasn't really easy to follow, and the judge is like, nah, make this more clear, and then resubmit it. And Amber side or 7M side did that, and did so in a timely fashion. I think it was due on the 28th. And so on the 31st, the judge then took the information and, as it says there, taken under advisement. But then over 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, these other documents get submitted. I don't know who submitted them. It doesn't say which side did or whatever. Or it could have been the court or the judge for all I know. But so that's where we're at. Order for submissions under advisement. So yeah, there's that. That's where we're at on the 7M lawsuit. I don't know. I'm wondering though if she's going to end up getting served by someone again. All right, so I pulled up a few videos. Let's see. Start with. Why not loading? Okay. So right around the time she got sued, or she was served with her lawsuit from Toddy Westbrook, she started to try to sing a new tune, I guess you could say. She went from doing all she could to absolutely destroy someone like Micah Stauffer, which I get a lot of people, rightfully so, just came for her. I get that. Katie Fashion though went above and beyond, I think, in that regard, because let's face it, you can be mad at her for adopting that child and then rehoming the child, sure, absolutely, but to then do everything you can to try to ruin life for the rest of the children in the home, the ones that she didn't adopt, the ones that she gave birth to, is kind of shitty, especially when she did things the way she was supposed to. I mean, yes, she should have maybe not adopted the child or should have come up with some other solution. But the fact that she admitted her shortcomings, realized her shortcomings, and then sought for someone to fill the void that she was unable to fill herself in this child's life. Not saying that that's commendable so much, but maybe not make her regret doing that, is what I'm saying. Because sadly, when it comes to kids with autism, whether it doesn't, this happens whether they're biological children or adopted children or whatever, oftentimes the parents kind of get brainwashed by charlatans, and some kids just get hurt, neglected, or worse. For the kid that Micah adopted, I don't fear for those things because she got him a caregiver that he deserved. I'm going to just leave it at that. But so, okay, sorry. I went off on a tangent there. So there's that. And then, she was really coming for like Amber Portwood. So she made up all these crazy lies about how, she called the DA or whatever for Amber Portwood and said, okay, like Amber Portwood like said in a live stream that she's going to get in an airplane and fly to my house and she's going to make me regret shit or some shit like that. What Amber Portwood actually said was, yeah, and I know how much you make. I know where you live. And the reason why I know that is because, well, you're going to get something from the court. My lawyers needed to know that. That's what she said. But Katie read that as, she's going to come harm me. She said she's going to jump on an airplane. Anyways, so this is the kind of coverage that Katie has routinely and repeatedly produced in her job. This isn't just reporting news or public interest stories to the public. Because when was the last time Katie ever really reported on anyone she liked or admired? Maybe she mentioned someone in a video or, through a shout out or something. But when was the last time she did like 16 videos in a row on someone that she admired or someone doing good, someone respectful, someone she respected? Never. She's never done that. I don't think she's even done one. So this isn't just a job, because if it were a job, then she would realize that these are the hard stories that she wants to cover. The public interest stories are also the feel-good stories too. But she doesn't want those. She wants the ones that help her channel her hate and her vengeance, whatever vengeance she has for whatever reason, but channel it to a target. And she feels justified in doing that because what the targets she chooses are ones that are currently on the outs with the majority of the public. And the internet's the perfect stage to do this, really. She doesn't even have to leave her fucking house, So it's funny, though, that knowing that this has been her business model for, I don't even know, 5, 6, 7 years, whatever. That these videos, after she gets her first real lawsuit that she was served with anyways, that these, what a 180 she does and puts out these other things. So that's what we're going to do. So this one here is from, I don't even know. It's from, it was from December 2020, because I think right before this, she did my story, my statement, my mistakes or whatever video, which is, I have that pulled up too. It's comical.
Hi, guys.
Oh my God.
How is everyone? Did everyone have a good day? Is everyone having a good day? I actually am ready today before I came onto the camera, except there. Got to fix my shirt. Hi. How is everyone? Is everyone having a good day? Yay, I already said that. Okay, it's, what day is it? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. I know this is kind of bizarre. It's the morning, and this was actually just, I was thinking about something after I did a stream on my other channel, and I was like, this is something that is, I was thinking about in relation to so many different things, but even in relation to me. because during a interview on the Red Table Talk, Olivia Jade was talking about how, you know, she's only 21 years old. Olivia Jade is the daughter of Lori Loughlin. Lori Loughlin and her husband, Massimo, they effectively basically bribed and defrauded their way into. Thank you about my shirt. I was sitting there thinking, like, who deserves anything? No one, right? No one deserves anything. We might want things. We might not. We might need things. We might think we need things. We might think we deserve things. And then we start getting this sense of, well, I'm so this or I'm so that. So of course I deserve that, right? And, or no one deserves this. Now, there are things I think people don't deserve, right? I don't think people deserve to be piled on, to be ridiculed, to be bullied. I feel like when I was doing my video last night, I was trying to be very fair. I don't want to say like, oh, she's a terrible person, you know, like, oh, she's just the worst person ever. And I can't believe how terrible she is, because I don't think that anyone is so like wholly terrible. I mean, there are people that are wholly terrible, and usually those people are locked away for long periods of time because they've done things that are like horrific, right? But a child, you know, a teenager, sort of following the guidance of her parents might not know better, right? So
what?
A lot of people are like piling on her and, you know, calling her names and doing this and doing that. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that on my channel. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be the kind of person that's automatically just following the masses, because there's this thing that happens on YouTube that I've noticed. And now having been on the receiving end of it, I understand very clearly how it happens. It's only when you pile on others, it's okay. And that's actually, I'm saying, no, it's not okay. Piling on others is not okay. It's not okay whether I do it or whether anyone does it, period. So I hope that is answering your question, Barbara. Actions speak louder than words, and treating people the way you want to be treated is the way she can redeem herself. Correct. So no, it's not okay to pile on others. It depends on how you are covering your topics, right? If your topic is, for instance, to share what's happening, and you're being like, this is what's happening, this is what was said, this is what was said on this side, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's not from this standpoint of, I hate this person's horrible. And it's from this malicious sort of place, which is very easy, which very easily happens. It's very easy on this platform to get views. It's very, but I did. Who did I pile on? Please explain. It's very easy to get views when you are negative. Drama is a very easy way to get views. It's very easy to be provocative and salacious in order to get views. It's harder to get views just based on, like, some people just don't want to watch content that's happy, right? And some people just don't want to deal with that there can be fairness. Sometimes there's just groups of people that just want to watch content that is, you know, hateful and whatever, you know? And so this changed for me over the summer, like actually before the summer. But when,
like I said, this was December 2020. So she's saying that this changed me over the summer, like before the summer. So she's saying that this changed her before she was served with her lawsuit from Toddy. Oh, that reminds me too. I also came across a couple other screenshots. I'm gonna pull those up real quick too and read that real quick. So I was going through some old files, and I came across some screenshots I had of her posting on this site called Gossip Guru or Guru Gossip, or one or the other. Anyways, so we're gonna jump over here real quick. Actually, I'm gonna have to do this. Okay. So, and it starts here, just real quick, go through this. See, Bye Without a Crystal Ball, regarding Tanya West Crook, the halo is slipping, part 32. I heard what all of you said, and I just want to thank you for your insight and support. After speaking to my content manager at Pathos, I realized that the C&D is really small. while they could certainly take me to court, there's nothing they can do to force me to take down my article. So rather than removing the article, I changed the article completely. I added a ton of information about the fallout, the inconsistencies in the statements, and how that plays into the image Tanya wants the world to believe. What I can say for sure is I never went into this thinking, oh, she's a snake. It was more, what is she hiding? My content editor reminded me that I'm an investigative journalist that does work exposing parts of people's lives they want no one to see. He reminded me that everyone has a hot button that will send them spiraling no matter the success they have. For instance, President Trump doesn't want anyone to see his college transcripts, yet he's already the leader of the free world. Trump's hot button is exposing his wealth and intelligence. For Tani's part, why don't you just keep calling her Tanya? That just seems stupid. She doesn't want anyone to know that her image as a good girl, that has integrity and honesty, isn't real. So she will take steps to suppress that information from coming to light, which is why she was angry with me. I kind of think Bye Sister kind of did that. I mean, I think the whole Dramageddon, which was before Katie Joy made this post, I think that might have put a dent in her good girl image that you speak of, because I think everyone pretty much believed her to be like some sort of bitch or something after that. Still someone worth listening to in the beauty community, but up to a bitch maybe. I disagree with that. I don't think she's a bitch, but I think that was the popular thought at the time. So I'm not quite sure what Katie here thinks she could have done to Tati's image, really. I don't know. At least at this point. Tati is a narcissist, in my opinion, and may have other mental health issues. I'm not a psychologist, but narcissists need, I'm not a psychologist, but let me tell you about narcissism. They need control and need to control the narrative. When you are public the way she is, there is zero way she can stop negative press. Public interests are up for discussion, debate, and opinions to be made. What I find amusing in all of this is that my article about her had around 32,000 views. Not bad for a small-time journalist like me, but an average daily view by Tati in the past month is around 1.2 million. Her views daily are 37.5 times greater than the views in my article over 10 days. Or to put this in another way, on a daily basis, she gets 375 times more views on her YouTube than the article got on my column. Think of those averages. And she's worried about that tiny fraction. California has anti-SLAPP laws, and even though I don't live there, she does, which means she can't sue me to shut me up. Oh boy, that's funny. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the other one up real quick. I remember once a while ago or whatever, someone asked me like, "Where's their video evidence or whatever? Just evidence that Katie Joy did in fact accuse James of harming his mother and doing all these other things, or whatever." And I found videos where she got just like really close to saying it, but I knew that there's something out there where she said it, and I was right. I can get this fucking thing to pull up. So here are some deets from what transpired in Hawaii. There are multiple court cases, multiple layers. It's kind of tangled. In 2008, we're just going to jump right down. By 2011, Linda's health, James's mother, began to get worse. James, for some reason, moves to Hawaii and brings his son Taylor. During this time, Julie, his stepsister or half-sister, alleges he totally alienated Linda from her girls, Linda and Cheryl. Julie, the sister, says she would call, email, text, and James would never give her, the mom, the messages. Linda suffered a heart attack and was declining further. Julie alleges that James abused, manipulated, and coerced his mother to do many things while he cared for her from 2011 to 2014. That's 3 years. 3 years. And how concerned were you if you didn't get your ass over there? I'm just saying. I mean, I maybe you were concerned, but I don't think that you were seriously that concerned if you didn't. At the same time, as this, James contacts a lender in 2012 and offers the Hawaii property as collateral for business loans totaling $340K. When he fails to make due on a payment, he offers lender 10% ownership in his business, More Hits Media. He told the lender that he was the sole heir to the property. However, Linda did not have a will, and he was not POA in 2012. Power of attorney, that's what it says. In January 2014, Julie alleged that James coerced his mother into taking out 2 reverse mortgages on the property for $938,000. They have no idea where the money went because it didn't end up in Linda's hands. There is court evidence that shows the terms of the loans. Julie attempted to sue the lenders, but those were dismissed. On March 30th, 2014, Linda, the mom, has a heart attack and is taken by ambulance to the hospital. James is there, but does not notify his sisters at all, according to Julie. James's response to the allegations was he, quote, couldn't remember. Linda couldn't remember. Linda is in the ICU and in very bad shape. While in the hospital, he never called his sisters or told them Linda had a heart attack. She said she had pneumonia. He didn't tell his sisters until April 8th that she was in the hospital. Julie said she called the hospital and they told her they admitted her on March 30th for a heart attack, kidney failure, and acute respiratory distress. On April 4th, James convinces his ailing and critically ill mom to sign over POA and then quit claim deeds himself for property as her POA, which Julie says violates POA rules. On April 7th, James removes her from oxygen, never telling his sisters Linda is dying. On April 8th, Linda dies. Julie and Cheryl are informed the following day on April 9th. Julie tells him she's going to Hawaii to help with services and estate, and James tells her that Linda signed a will making him and his son the sole heir, but he never provided the proof. I'm guessing proof had to be provided if it's, I mean, come on. The mess ends up in court because of James attempting to liquidate the estate and sell the property. However, Julie and Cheryl are also 1/3 heirs. James attempts to countersue. His motions are denied. So, yep, here's where she made the claims. That's fucking crazy. Is that not crazy to talk about someone? Okay, I digress. Let's go back to the video.
Stuff started happening on okay, before I continue, I have to just say this blanketly, like I can't answer questions about anything related to legal cases. So when people sort of come here and demand answers to things, I can't answer anything, and I'm not going to answer anything. And if someone is claiming I've done something based on an allegation and saying that I did this for sure, I'm also not going to respond to that because I've already denied everything. But I'm going to not respond to any questions about that. So if you have those questions, please table them or just don't ask them, because if you do, they're not going to be answered, and we are likely just going to delete them because some people want to just come here and get that information, and we're not going to talk about that. And I have to be very clear about that boundary with my audience that I hope you can understand. I have zero interest in having this play out on YouTube. Okay. So discussions about any people that are involved in that, I cannot answer, will not answer, and repeated questions about that will ultimately lead to comments being removed and blocked. So I just want to put that out there so you kind of understand what the rules are here. Okay. So, and I hate that I have to have these sort of rules. Like I want to be open and honest, but I really can't be at this point about what's going on because I can't. Okay. So back to what I was talking about. It's really, really easy. It's really, really easy to go on a hate train. It's really, really easy to go on to like when somebody's going through something to just like keep going at them. And it's pretty wild if you think about it, because a lot of times you don't know the whole answer, or it's just for easy views or whatever. And unfortunately, there's creators on this platform that do all of this stuff together. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to be a part of that. And I've never wanted to be a part of that. Even when I was writing, I never wanted to be a part of that. now I see how you all feel when someone says something horrible to Katie that is not needed. It's starting to see Katie's good side, and these mean comments make me feel bad that she has to read them. Yes, green beans. Thank you, guys.
She doesn't have to read them.
So let me get you the link first, Jesse. I'll get you the link real quick. Someone wants the measure. Oh, someone.
So we're going to just jump back and forth here between videos because why not? All right, so we're going to go over to this one. And I think we all know this. I play this one on my channel probably like a dozen times, but you can't. Can you blame me? I mean, come on. I'm sure I'm not the only channel to have played it so much too. I'm just saying.
Joe was someone that really made a lot of nasty videos about me for a very long time.
I'm starting about 20 minutes into it because like I don't know. I want to get right to the sad fishing really, because this is where like the things that she says that she is having to deal with, the abuse, the degradation or whatever that she's having to go through, you know, for basically because she's being sued. It's just, how is someone so fucking blind to any kind of what's the word phrase I'm looking for? Not self-reflection. How is anyone so immune to self-reflection that they can recognize this being done to them, but they don't for a second, even when people are telling them to their face, you are and you have done this and you are doing this right now. They're just like, no, I'm not. Just stop. No. Like literally, that's what is said, I think.
Time. And after like a year of doing it, she said to me, I was wrong about you. You're not even like that. You're not even this person that I made you out to be. Like, you're not like that at all. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, when people get to know me, I'm actually I'm not. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Kristen. They don't understand. They can be on the other end of this at any time. As my aunt says, don't spit up in the air. Yeah, like Joe says, I bullied you. Simple. Yeah, like Joe has admitted and acknowledged that like she had no place and no business to do it, and she had no reason to, and she just did it because she got stuck in the mob, you know. And it's like, do I trust Joe? No, but she has shown me a lot over the last, you know, several months that she has stuck to her word of not dragging me and, you know, trying to come to me when there's issues. And that's the other thing that frustrates me is like on YouTube, we're supposed to be a community. And if we have problems with each other, we're supposed to go to one another and we're supposed to be able to work things out. And it's scary because I'm in a position now, if I want to even ask a creator, like say, like I did see a video that wasn't like accurate, I would be too scared now to even talk to them about it because I would be afraid that if I said something to them, they would use that in a video. I'm afraid to speak to my subscribers because I feel like I'm constantly being set up. People are trying to frame me for crimes. It's scary, you know. It's really
kind of like you accusing someone based on just allegations from a lawsuit. You went out publicly and tried to get the LA Sheriff's Department to even arrest the man for SA. Kind of like how you did that. Is that? I wonder if that's what she was referring to.
Scary. And there's nothing more terrifying than when you literally have people literally trying to frame you for crimes and you are knowing that you didn't do it. And it's like, no.
I know exactly what she's talking about there too. No one was trying to frame her for crime. She's talking about this thing that Jesse had wrote in a DM. I think it was to Julie Virgo or something. And what he was saying was, listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm attempting to trick her into admitting something. I'm telling her that I have something that I don't really have because I want to try and trick her into just coming clean on something. He didn't say anything about I'm going to accuse her of this. He was just saying that he had something. I don't even know what it was, but it wasn't anything accusing her of crimes. It was just something to try to trick her. But here she is. They're trying to accuse me of crimes and report me to the FBI. And
no one believes you, and people think that you are this evil, vindictive person. And it's like, I had no part of this. This is not my doing. And I wish that I could just like these creators that are getting so many clicks and views off of this would just realize that I'm a human being and that at some point this just constant stabbing at me, it needs to like either stop, or like if you truly cared, maybe you would want to get to know me, that I'm not a horrible person. I'm not. Have there been times that I've been confrontational and on edge? Yeah, it's been a hard 4 months. Like, imagine having 9 million eyes on you and feeling like everyone hates you. And then if you even try to approach someone.
She came up with the 9 million figure because I think that's how many followers Tati Westbrook had at the time she was served with the lawsuit. So she just assumed that every single subscriber of Tati Westbrook must be watching Katie Joy.
To set the record straight, they just flip it on you and they turn what you said into something negative, and they make 7 videos on it. It makes me not want to talk to anyone because nobody cares. No one's this entire time has cared to see my side. No one has cared to see the person that I am. No one has cared. All they've cared about is making me evil. And I know I'm not an evil person. And it's hard to watch my channel just fall apart. It's been like the biggest thing and the most important thing to me. It's like watching people no longer watch and click on my videos when I'm working so hard. It's like watching like your dreams fall apart. Knowing that the money that you're now spending on legal fees was supposed to be for your child. It's like, it's so overwhelming.
Like, that's crazy. She says that this was her dream. Like, sorry, I hit the microphone. Oh, no, I'm not even using that microphone. Oh, wait a minute. Is this one still on? Because this one I don't think lasts very long. Wait a second. Now is it working? Testing. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the thing was already blinking like it was going to die, so it doesn't last very long. I don't know why. Anyway, now I forgot where it was. Shit. Oh, I hit the. Oh yeah, her dream. So I mean, I get that like some people may actually dream of being on YouTube, like in some other fashion that she is, some other manner that she is, I would think. Like maybe they dream of being like I don't even know, fucking like Keemstar maybe, or whatever, like someone who's interesting. Not someone who's just stirring shit all the time in the drama commentary community. So although that is kind of Keemstar, isn't it?
And I feel like no one wants to speak up for me because they're so afraid of the mob. They're so afraid that if they do want to say something about me and they do support me, they're so afraid of these nasty trolls that have been trying to frame me for crimes. They're so, like, I'm looking at a screenshot yesterday of a guy literally admitting that he's trying to plant evidence to get me arrested. I mean, can you imagine seeing something?
She's talking about the Jesse thing here, there. That was never said. Never.
And then knowing that they're actively doing it. And then creators making videos on it and acting like it's true.
Huh.
It's sad watching my Twitter just shrivel up. Like no one even engages with me on Twitter anymore because they just think I'm this joke.
You blocked them all. People can't engage with you. Or back then they couldn't engage with you when you blocked them. Engagement means that sometimes there's interaction and disagreements and discourse.
And it's not even a real thing. Like, it's not a joke. I'm not a joke. I have worked so hard to create this audience, and I have worked so hard to build relationships with my subscribers, and I have put my heart and soul into this.
Yeah, Luca, did you hear that?
For you guys. And all I've ever wanted to do with the content I make is to make you happy. And I just wanted to add commentary and add flair. And people say that this is like my karma, but I didn't do anything that warrants this. I haven't done anything differently than any of these other commentators that are talking about me at all. If you want to look at the facts of everything, that's the truth. I haven't done anything differently than any of the commentators that are currently talking about me. And that's the scary thing for all
And she would have dragged every fucking one of them who ever said anything negative about her had she been given the opportunity. She would have dragged them into court. She would have shut them down so fucking fast. Hypocrisy.
commentary channels. Like, you shouldn't want this to happen because it's going to set a really shitty precedent.
Unless she's doing it.
I want you to talk about me. I just want you to be a little bit kinder. I want you to stop the hate mob. I want you guys to realize that all of these videos have created such a tidal wave of hate that it's hard to get up some days. It's hard for me to even move. And I just thought, like, the gaslighting that I've been under has been horrific. I say one thing and they gaslight me and say, well, you are a terrible person, so you deserve this. Or, you know, I show reasons for why what is being said isn't true and then I'm supposed to shut up. Or then they flip they move the goalposts. So we weren't mad about you about that. We were mad about you about this. It's like this never ending game. I cannot speak for everyone, but honestly say that I don't hate you. I'm Switzerland and all this kindness still matters. So take a deep breath, get yourself some Starbucks and whatever, and keep your chin up. Thank you, Angelo. I just really need you guys to please be kinder, Angelo, and really just give me a chance to, like, show to you people that I'm not this horrible person. Because right now everyone thinks I'm terrible and nobody has had the chance to see me.
See, it's everybody else's fault for thinking negatively of me because they think negatively of me.
Angelo, it bothers me a lot when people say, how does it feel now it's happening to you, but and eventually it will happen to them too. So we can ask them how it will feel. Accountability, not cruelty. And I have apologized for so many of my mistakes. And I have said, I'm sorry. And I have made so many changes that I feel like have been so positive. And
then she took them right back. In Steve's case, she did anyway. She put, what was it, the apology video? And then copyright struck his channel or some shit like that and took it right back. Mm-hmm.
It's always the next thing that I've done wrong. I've been following you for quite some time. I believe you and stand with you. I've seen the horrible things people say and you don't deserve it. You're an amazing mom and woman and I adore you and I hate that you're in this bad place. Did I speak to you on Instagram Live, Ashley? Was that you? Because I can't remember, but thank you.
Did you hear the nice thing Ashley said? Ashley said, you know, I've been following you for some time and I believe you and you don't deserve this, you know, and I see what people are saying about you and you don't deserve this. And she's like, did I speak to you before?
Thank you for that message. We are here. We care. The truth will come out in the end. Thank you, Candace. I just, you know, like, CPS has been at my house. We've had the police at my house twice. We've had to, you know, we've installed cameras. I'm paying for attorneys. It's scary. And what I'm going through right now could happen to anyone. And as easily as it's so easy to go on this hate mob.
And in fact, when it does happen to other content creators, well, she jumps right on the bandwagon and makes videos about it, just furthering it along and supporting the fucking crazy people doing this to people for no reason, basically. That's what she does. So, yeah. And I'm not saying that she's getting what she deserves or anything like that. I'm not one to decide that. I'm not judge and jury here, you know, deciding who deserves what. But I do think that she had brought this upon herself, just deserving or not. She brought it upon herself.
You know, it's like at some point you just have to ask people, like, you are really hurting my mental health. Like, could you please stop? I don't want to continue. I want to just do my job. I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to argue. But as much as you're entitled to an opinion, so am I. I feel like my voice has been stolen from me. I feel like people are trying to tell me to be silent. The same people that are telling me to be silent are the same ones that are demanding that there be free speech. The same ones that don't want to do deplatforming are actively working to deplatform me.
Yeah, that I do agree with her on. I don't personally, a decision for myself, I don't do anything to try to deplatform her. That's not my decision to make either. You know, I just want to correct the lies and the bullshit. It's up to everyone else what they want to watch or not.
The same people that have accused me of things have done far worse. So if we're really about not deplatforming people, then maybe we need to stop trying to destroy one another. I've never understood this idea of not just staying in your lane. Like, I can have an opinion on somebody's coverage of something. It's my opinion. But the way that some of these people put the information out about me, it is so vile and it is so cruel. And it
Yeah, it's just her opinion that's landed her being sued for defamation. What, how many times now? 3 times, I think.
is so wrong. It's like bullying, and it's
Or
like Truth by Allie. How many more videos are you going to make about me? I mean, do you find joy in making me into a target? I know that you have been on the receiving end of this, Allie. You know what this feels like. I'm just begging you, Allie. Could you please just stop? Please. Could you find someone else to pick on? Could you find someone else to turn into a meme? You have
I wonder if she would have listened to Letitia Bias had Letitia just said these exact same words to her.
been on the other side of this, Allie. You know how shitty this feels. And I would hope that you see this and hear this, because every time I go into my channel, it's another video from you. And it's so vile. The titles are vile. The hate that people have from these videos, the ramping up that happens from these videos. It just needs to stop. Like, you don't have to like me, but I'm in the same business as you. And I don't want you to do bad. I don't want to do bad. I want to do well, and I want you to do well. And the same people that are doing this to me are finding joy and laughing because my views are down, and then they're accusing me of buying subs, which is not true. You know why my views are down, because you guys are all ruining my you're like all basically defaming me through lies, right? I have not been perfect. I have apologized endlessly. And like, what is your end game? Because I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm not going to leave. I'm not under
That's a very important question. I think that anyone who does follow Katie or makes videos or whatever, I think that that's something that everyone should just really, what is your end game? Because if you are looking to make a difference, enact some sort of realization or change, you're going to be sorely disappointed, because that's never going to happen. So I think that that's, I mean, like me personally, I don't expect anything. I'm not looking for anything. But I do feel a little bit better just maybe writing a few wrongs out there publicly in the world, in the void, whatever. That's about it.
And everything I say, people say I'm lying. I literally have a meeting with my YouTube manager and I say, is my channel at risk of losing people? And they say, no, you're fine. Your channel's in great standing. You don't ever break the rules. You are good. And then people say I'm lying about that. Like, I didn't speak to my YouTube manager via Skype or Google meetups, you know, like I have.
See, that right there, I think she caught herself. Like, it dawned on her, like, shit, YouTube wouldn't be talking through Skype. They'd be talking through their Google shit. Better correct that right now before someone realizes I'm full of shit.
And then when I've reached out to people to ask them to remove their videos, then they make videos about me asking them to take their videos down.
Wouldn't it be silencing someone, taking their voice away? You know, wouldn't that be what that was? Yep. Okay.
So how are we supposed to exist in this kind of atmosphere where you can't even ask someone, creator to creator, like, could you please stop? Could you please just ease up a little bit? Could you please just find some compassion? Like,
do you think she would have done that had Miranda asked her? Or right now, if Blake Lively were to ask her, do you think she'd do that?
I don't want to destroy other creators, and I've never wanted to destroy other creators. And I've never wanted to like hurt anyone. And thank you, Natalie. I've been following Katie a long time too, and she's so kind and very supportive. I've seen her make mistakes and I've seen her apologize, and she has a really good heart. This hurts to see this happening. And that's the part that's frustrating, is I do apologize, and then people just don't, it's like they just want to come back and like bring up the same things that I've apologized for a million times and just hold it over my head. Like, you want me to apologize, but then you don't allow me to grow. And how do you actually sit in a space with people where you demand accountability, but then you don't let the people be accountable? And then you're constantly trying to manufacture or fabricate the next reason why you need to hold them accountable. If you're constantly grasping and looking for a reason for someone to be,
how can someone have the space to be accountable when you keep just making up reasons for them to face accountability?
Accountable, you're probably just doing this for the sake of views and to hurt people. I understand that drama sells, but I just really would love to not be everyone's content. I would love for the attorneys that are covering this case to maybe be a little bit more tactful and graceful and understanding how
that was directed towards you there, Emily Baker.
How when they talk about me, they're not really always, it's just overwhelming.
I don't doubt that.
Once another drama comes out with a different YouTuber, they will move on. Except this is like the never ending one. But it's like the most boring one because there's nothing here. And it's like, but manufactured stuff. I mean, if what you guys saw this week isn't evidence of what's happening with the manufactured stuff, like I really hope you can see that. I have to ask you a question, just like human to human, Ashley.
See, this is the Ashley that, you know, wrote her one nice comment already. So now Katie, it just hasn't been able to let that go. She's got to, you know, keep gnawing at it till she shits all over it.
I've seen some of the things that you've said about me. I've seen the way that you treated me on an Instagram live. And I just wonder sometimes, like when people get like this, do you feel like you're doing it because you truly hate me? Or are you motivated because the mob is going to support the tactics? It feels so weird to have someone give me $50 in a super chat who on an Instagram live was terrible to me. You know, it's hard for me to connect these dots in my mind. And while I hope this opens up a space where we can have a better dialogue, I really hope this is a reflection moment for all of us to just realize that, like,
I really hope that this is a moment for you to reflect on your actions and to choose better next time. And it's not even the same fucking person either, she comes to find out.
we need to be nicer to people.
You need to be nicer to me.
There's so much unknown, and I feel for those who are threatened by mob. That's the horrible right now. It breaks my heart by those who are attacked. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, CJ. I think it's just like completely overwhelming. There are days where I don't even know how I'm going to pay for what I'm doing. I don't want to go bankrupt. I will fight for the truth. I will not let my name be destroyed. I will stand up for all of the other channels because no one should want this to happen, because if this happens, everyone that commentates is at risk. Freedom of speech matters so much, and we shouldn't be silenced, and I don't want to be silenced. I've never wanted to be silenced. And I feel like my voice has been taken from me, and people say, you have to get offline, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just trying to do my job. And then even when I'm trying to do my job, people are accusing me of crimes that I'm not doing. I have no reason to willingly commit crimes in front of your face. And I would never do it in such a blatant way. Like, why would I go out of my way to literally commit crimes and show evidence? If I wanted to commit crimes, do you think I'd be a little bit more tactful than literally showing you what I'm doing?
No.
That wasn't you? Okay.
See, all that with Ashley there, and she's like, oh, that wasn't you. Okay. Moving on.
I thought that was you, Ashley. Maybe that wasn't you. I'm sorry. There was another Ashley. Maybe you're not the Get Real. Are you not the Get Real, Ashley? I apologize. So the Get Real Ashley, then, I'm sorry. I didn't realize she admitted she was wrong. Who are we talking about?
You. They're talking about you, I think.
She was wrong. This isn't me needing to take a step back. This is honestly tonight me trying to just say, if I've upset you, I'm a human being. I will always be accountable. I am sorry that you are up with me. I promise that in time, the truth will come out. I hope you realize that I'm a human that is not perfect, and no one is. I hope that the same grace that you extend to others could be extended to me. I just want to get back to a space where I enjoy what I do and not feel scared to do my job.
I think the thing that people want to give Katie grace. They want to give her the same amount of grace that she gives to all those that she discusses and makes videos on and insults and defames or whatever. They want to be, you see, if you want grace, you have to inspire grace. And you inspire grace by giving grace, not by shitting all over people.
I don't want to be scared that every day I'm going to be framed for a crime that I didn't commit. I'm scared for my safety. I don't want to feel that way. I have, in terms of the content that I cover on my channel, like, I try to be very balanced. And yes, I can be snarky sometimes, but that's like me being entertaining and being silly and goofy. And thank you. I feel like I've been begging you guys to hear this for 2 months and nobody's listening. So maybe this past week will be your wake-up call for you to realize that, like, the
people listening, they're the ones who need a wake-up call. This should be their wake-up call. This better be their wake-up call. I mean, it's about time.
kind of behavior should not be acceptable to anyone. no one should want anyone in our community trying to pin crimes on people. No one should be bragging in DMs that they are trying to plant evidence so that I am convicted of federal crimes. Like, these are really things happening, and people are just like okay with it because the trolling has gotten so out of control.
Wasn't it her also who publicly accused Keemstar of owing like 60,000 in taxes or some shit like that? And in fact, I think that it's Steve. She accused Steve of defrauding the medical system in California and the tax system, sexual harassment. But she later then said, well, okay, maybe he didn't harass me. I don't think I said harassment. I said he made me uncomfortable. And no, you said harassment.
Convict people for crimes they actually commit. Don't manufacture crimes because you want to convict someone to prove that they're a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
They're so sick. I wish it was when you were silly and goofy and smiled so much. You should be able to be happy in your job all the time. It's been hard to be silly. It's been hard to be funny. It's been hard to be creative. It's been hard to put together.
All right, now that's some bullshit because that's been hard for her, I think, her entire life. Let's not blame that on some fucking lawsuit here.
Anything. And this will pass. You're loved, you're fabulous. Deep breaths. I hope you feel better. Thank you. Like, part of the reason why I've always been, I know a lot of people don't like Trisha Paytas and it's easy to drag her. And while there's times I don't agree with her, a reason why I won't often join the bully network against her is because I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of it. And it's why a lot of times I will just try to look for good things that she's done instead of finding the bad.
She accused Trisha Paytas of being a predator because of some shit with Shane Dawson and Shane Dawson's cousin or some, I forget what it was. It was some questionable shit, don't get me wrong. But she took it way overboard and accused her of grooming, I think, too, even.
It's why I will choose unpopular opinions because I think, well, it's easy to go with the easy option. I want to go with the truth. The narratives that we play on YouTube is sick. The manufactured drama is so over the top. The complete lack of integrity. The people that are screaming that we need to have accountability and dictating what we can and cannot report on and saying that I've gone too far have gone twice as far with me. The people that claim that we should not be reporting on anything outside of the surface, that actually does a humongous disservice. When you talk about reporting anything, you need to know more than just the surface if you're going to be adequately sharing a story. We shouldn't be just talking about it's not tea. Everybody has a right to share their stories and to share the content that they want to share. And you as a viewer have the option not to watch it. You don't have to watch a video if you don't want to watch it. No one's forcing you to watch it, right? Just like I don't watch a lot of true crime videos. I'm not going to go onto a true crime channel and tell them that they can't report on true crime because it's somebody else's trauma. That's not my place. That's what they've decided that they want to cover. Or people that cover really horrific crimes or really taboo subjects. Just because it might make me uncomfortable, there's an audience that might want to watch that. And so it's not my place to tell someone how to dictate and who they want to be. A lot of times I feel like the only reason why we dictate what people can and cannot say while advocating for free speech is because we want to destroy the competition. Why else would we as content creators or as these commentators that are going so viciously after me, why else? What else is the motivation? Because by disparaging my reputation, I will get less views and some of my subscribers will go over to you. And all I've ever wanted is to just be in a space where I'm happy and I'm accepted and I'm like, get back to my channel having good views and people enjoy the content and not send me so much negativity. This channel gets more downvotes every single day because the haters think that it's funny to downvote everything I do before I even open my mouth. They have decided they hate me. There will be videos where there's 400 more downvotes than upvotes. Like, people either aren't upvoting me or they just don't care.
See, and why is that's the fault of the downvoters? Why is that not a true representation of how actual real people feel about the content she puts out? That never crosses her mind. It never crosses her mind that she could be deserving of the downvotes. No, it's everybody else's fault. She's allowed to say and do whatever she wants. But not only just that, she's entitled for you to watch and consume whatever it is she puts out there. If you don't, then you're a bully.
The funny thing is that
it's THEIR. Just want to put that out there, Joe.
I have I've learned so much throughout this process. But even when I cover people now, I think of it in the concept context of, see, that person just said, see, quit sad fishing. So now people are going to say that I'm fishing for sympathy by just being vulnerable. That's the kind of gaslighting I'm talking about. The people that just want to find negativity.
She's sitting up there saying, just be nicer to me, be kinder to me, be kinder to me. If anyone actually is kinder to her after this, it's because of sympathy. She's absolutely fishing for sympathy. She comes right out and asks for it.
But it's even helped me see the people that I cover with as human. I remember one of the first things when
that lasted real long.
The first people that I met that I had so wrong, that gets so much hate. Two people, Lindsay Chrisley and Mackenzie Edwards from Teen Mom. Lindsay Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best from Coffee Convos, and then Mackenzie Edwards, Teen Mom, Ryan Edwards' wife. Everyone hates Mackenzie, and she is literally the nicest woman, one of the nicest young women I've ever met. She's kind, she's caring, she's loyal, she's compassionate, she prays for people, she checks in with people, she has a wonderful heart. You know, Lindsay Chrisley, before I even knew who she was like the annoying girl on Coffee Convos. And I didn't know who she was. That's just how I thought of her. It's like, oh, she's the girl that's with Kale, you know? I didn't know that she was from a reality show until after her dad got arrested. I didn't know a lot about her. And I remember making videos and talking about Coffee Convos and just being really like, oh, and then Lindsay was really annoying, you know? And I've gotten to know Lindsay. I've been friends with her for like a year and a half now. And again, she's nothing like you see on social media. She's like completely the opposite, to be frank.
Does you honestly think that everyone is exactly who they are on social media? It's crazy.
She's also an incredibly supportive friend and human being. Oh. And so, you know, you realize that sometimes the vision that you have of someone is not actually accurate until you start to like meet who they are and meet them. And then sometimes I think it's just a lot of people don't want to talk to the person that they cover because they don't want it to be human. Another person that I was kind of critical of before I really got into things was Amy Duggar King, because everyone always called her Famey. And everyone said that she was just like an attention seeker and she was trying to ride the coattails of her family. And it's easy to buy the narrative, you know? And then I got to know Amy Duggar King, and she's not like that at all. She's in fact very different than that. She's someone that just wants to be herself despite the name that she was given, you know? And that's been one of the biggest gifts of this job, is getting to meet people that are in the news and talk to them and learn about them and hear their stories and share those stories with you. It's been amazing getting to know these people. And then it's devastating when I find out that people are trying to interfere in these relationships and tell them not to contact me, constantly reaching out to them in DMs and telling them I'm a horrible human being. I mean, even Olivia Plath, who's a really nice woman, she had haters literally sending her messages, telling her that I'm like this dangerous human being, to the extent that she was like blocking me and she wouldn't talk to me. And then we finally spoke and she was like, oh, that's not true. Okay, sorry. And she realized just the same way that she's portrayed in the media isn't accurate. She might have gotten wrapped up in the idea of I'm some way too.
Had Olivia not done that, then Katie undoubtedly probably would have done a live stream and accused Olivia of essaying her sisters or something like Preacher Boy, in my opinion. Preacher Boy has no sisters, by the way.
There's plenty of like channels that are putting out content that doesn't bother me about me, that I honestly don't care about, that I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're sucking. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't care. There's only a few channels that really, I feel like, are awful. But even then, I don't do anything. I don't give them strikes. I don't report their videos. I don't even respond. You know, like
I don't try to take their voice away. You know, I don't. You know, so generous.
So I just need support, you guys. So in the same breath that I'm saying thank you, I'm really shitty with that. I'm really shitty with asking for help. And I just want to say, like, I need your support. I need kind comments on my Twitter again. I need people to engage with me on Twitter again. Yeah. I'm almost done, buddy. Because I apparently ate M&Ms and it was just, okay. And then it was horrible and mean.
I wanted to jump over. I wanted to jump over the dog sound, so.
I feel like I've been a really good, I don't use people. I would never want to use anyone. In fact, like, there's people that I am able to be it was horrible and mean for me to eat M&Ms and joke about eating M&Ms. Okay, I'm sorry. For
those who are unaware of M&M Gate, she was doing a live stream, and she was eating M&Ms, and she was watching something, commentating or whatever. She was eating M&Ms. I even think that they were the peanut M&Ms too. I'm not sure, but they were very crunchy. And she was eating them right into her microphone. Someone in her chat asked her, do you mind not doing that? I have noise sensitive, ear sensitivity or whatever. The person was autistic, and sounds bothered them. They're real sensitive to sounds. And they tried to tell that to Katie. And Katie's like, oh, really? This bothers you? Crunch even harder. Whatever. Better not watch a mukbang or some shit like that. Like that's how well that you can come to her as a creator and discuss your grievances, and you will be heard. Don't watch mukbang.
I think everyone's entitled to have an opinion about me, and then I'm sorry that it upset you about eating M&Ms.
Here we go. Walk it back.
I made a joke about someone getting upset about eating M&Ms, and then it turned into this whole thing because I apparently ate M&Ms, and it was just, and then that person has made a lot of videos about me. And
it's that person's fault.
like if I can't please everyone, and I think it's really, I think we need to remember as creators that we can't please everyone, and so sometimes we just joke when we see people. It was how I ate them. Okay, I literally just ate M&Ms and was joking because someone was like, people in the chat were like, don't eat, and I honestly thought it was like a joke. But
this is exactly how she allows herself to be held accountable. By the way, this is, you're just not giving her room to face the accountability here. So
either way, this is totally irrelevant to what I'm talking about right now. And again, I'm sorry.
It's just about her behavior and the way she treats people and why people don't like her. But it's totally irrelevant to this entire stream.
I try to have like give and take silliness with my chats. And I'm sorry if sometimes that comes off mean. Sometimes you see so many complaints that you just sort of like are like, oh.
You want to fight me, Luca? Come on. Come fight me. It's not me.
Somebody's eating M&Ms, like, and you're just being silly and goofy, I'm not telling you that, I'm not trying to tell you that it's irrelevant. It's just not relevant right now. Like, I'm not trying to say that you're not relevant. I'm just saying, like, there's so many gripes like this, these tiny little complaints that have built up to these massive big deals that really aren't that big of a deal, right? It's not that big of a deal if someone just...
That's the thing. When someone feels offended or wronged, it's really they're the only person who can judge whether or not something is a big deal, because it's their damage. It's not yours. So
jokes with you and is silly and is like, oh, you're just complaining about me eating M&Ms. And then people get very emotional about being silly or not being as sensitive. And unfortunately, in this job, you have so many people that have an opinion of you that everyone is going to feel a certain type of way. But that doesn't mean that the content creator behind that screen is doing anything to directly hurt you by not giving you the exact response that you wanted. It's hard when everyone has...
the content creator is not like trying to hurt you or whatever by telling you what a piece of shit you are or blocking you and telling you to fuck off. That's just all in your head,
and they want you to behave perfectly, and if you don't, then they remove their support, right? As it's like, we will support you, but it's contingent on one misstep. And then if you don't make that one misstep, if it's not M&Ms, it would have been something else.
That I do think she has a point, and I do think that that's accurate. That's why I always say no one's going to pass everyone's purity tests when it comes to a channel or whatever on the internet. Just take and enjoy what you like and just leave the rest.
Oh, it's I don't eat frequently. One night I simply wanted to have some M&Ms on my stream. And I would just hope that people can be more understanding that content creators are people.
Now she's an advocate for content creators being people and let them eat cake or M&Ms.
You don't do it in a mean way while taunting others. See, but I don't believe I was taunting anyone, nor did I know anything about this person. I didn't know if they had anything. I didn't know this person from anyone else. You have to remember, I don't know everyone personally. So when I see...
I don't think that this person, her name was Caroline, I believe. I don't believe Caroline came right out and said, listen, I'm autistic. But I do think, from what I recall, she came right out and said, listen, it's really annoying, especially to people with noise sensitivity. And Katie's like, oh, really? Crunch.
A comment, I have no idea. I don't know you from Adam, right? So to imply malicious intent, there's so much misunderstanding that happens, so much. Thank you, Mrs. Smith. I've seen more disturbing live videos, you having bad days and lashing out at them, than screenshots are not now fake, but videos are not. It's sad. Wait, what?
I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot about that. She reads that comment, and you can tell because it's a super chat that she's going into that thinking it's a comment of support, and then she gets to the end of it, she's like, "Wait, what?"
I've seen more disturbing live videos. You have been bad days and lashing out at them. Then screenshots are now fake, but videos are not. It's sad. I'm having a hard time understanding that. My brain is not computing. It's just that you're so rude to people, even your members, a lot. I'm sorry if you believe I'm rude. I'm sorry if I come off rude.
I'm sorry if you believe I'm rude. You believe.
I am me, and I'm blunt, and I'm straightforward, and I'm definitely never trying to be rude or mean. I've also been under attack, and try to put yourself in my shoes for a minute, please. And realize that like it's hard to be on the receiving end of this constantly, and sometimes it's hard to be gracious all the time. All right. So I want to get away from these negative comments. My intention here was not to like be infiltrated by hate. If you don't like me, you don't like me. If you believe that I'm rude, a good step going forward would be to wipe the slate clean of your assumptions everyone is a troll or out to get you, both sides. I will wipe the slate clean, and I will definitely be more open, but I'd also hope that people can be a little bit more graceful to me and, you know, understand that I can never please everyone, and I'll never be able to please everyone. And if I make a mistake, I'm sorry.
But she's not, though, because she'll never really truly believe she made a mistake, no matter how many times you tell her or point it out for her, because you're wrong. She's not.
I know we've had our disagreements, but harassment is not okay. Criticism is one thing. It makes us better people, but I would never, ever condone harassment against you or anyone else, period.
See, now I want to stop here. Tipster, this is another creator, pretty decent sized creator. And even back then, still, you know, very comparable to her size. And they had kind of sparred a few times or whatever. And he sent her $10, and he extended an olive branch saying, "Listen, I know we've had our disagreements, but harassment is not okay. And, you know, no matter what, I don't condone harassment against you or anyone, period." You know, it's basically saying, "You listen, we may not agree, but I'm here for you," you know? And here's Katie's reaction.
Then please just try to constantly don't find reasons to criticize me. Okay, like Tipster, I would love to get to a place where we cannot have to deal with feeling like everything I say or do is wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you're a terrible human being at all. I will do better. But again, this is
I will do better. But again,
thank you. I'm just asking for you guys to cut me some slack. And so in the same token that I have to wipe the slate clean, I'm just asking for you guys to wipe the slate clean. And if you don't like me, that's fine. But just stop the harassment. That's all I'm saying. Like, please stop planting evidence to try to get me arrested. Like, seriously, that's really scary. It's scary to think about having to deal with the FBI. You know, like, it's scary to think about having...
That's crazy to hear her say that after just knowing what transpired this past summer with how she tried to get Vada arrested and blamed for all kinds of harassment crimes and false report crimes and everything, even threw my name into the mix and a few other people, Steve's name into the mix, I think Rabbit and Renell and shit. You know, it's just amazing to hear her say this because, well, really, in all honesty, she's been trying her damnedest to get much of those names I just listed off blamed for all kinds of crimes against her and her kid that she would throw in there as like extra added, like, you know, I don't know, sympathy or whatever. But yeah. And here she is saying, just it'd be really nice if we could just stop trying to frame people for crimes.
Real consequences for this kind of stuff. You know, it's scary. And having to spend hours upon hours upon hours to figuring out who's doing this, it's scary.
Yeah, like being dragged into court for TROs and shit like Katie has filed against how many people? Really, just overall, it sucks. And the bullshit, and I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, well, hacking is illegal. So, yeah, it's scary. Like, what happened this week is scary.
It's fucking hacked.
Yeah. So I'm going to just ask all creators that are doing this to please just give me some space. It has been constant barrage of just harassment and my channel, and I don't want to lose my livelihood because of being painted into a corner and feeling scared to even communicate with people. I've always been and prided myself on communication and doing this job and loving my subscribers and loving on you and also being silly and goofy. And just thank you. Instead of calling me a Karen, instead of like saying I'm the worst and I'm doing all these things, just please be kinder. I actually just want to get back to doing my job and having fun.
Well, yeah, I believe that because I do think she does want to get back to having fun, because it's so much more fun to hate on people when no one's holding you accountable for it or telling you you're a bad person. That's no fun.
I can't answer anything about it. I'm just saying, like, it's scary when you start to talk about the FBI, which has been talked about, and it's been all over the place this week. So I can't answer any questions. All I can say is that everything will come to light eventually. People will figure things out. I haven't done anything. I'm not scared for me with the FBI. Trust me. I'm not scared for me. It's not me I'm scared for. Okay. I'm scared for my safety because of what's being done.
Then there would be mean that she's scared for her.
That's the difference. I've not done anything, but I'm scared for my safety, and I'm scared for my family's safety, and I didn't do anything. So it is. Just go about your business and have a nice night. And thank you guys so much. If I've been blunt or rude and you didn't like it, I'm sorry. That's always who I've been and always what I've done. And sometimes I get threatened and feel threatened, and I'll try to do a better job of just understanding and seeing and being more patient. But I feel like it's going to take me a while to get there when I'm constantly under a barrage of attacks. So in order for me to be able to do better, I need other people to also meet me in the middle. So can you just meet me in the middle here? Can we please just come to a space where we just stop this? That's all I want. Yes, and it's never okay to send hate, to send threats, to dox, to harass, to stalk. Don't ever do that to anyone. Don't ever do that for another creator. Don't ever do that in another creator's name. Don't do that because you think it's funny. Don't do it because you're bored. Just don't do it. And thank you guys. I gotta go.
So yeah, there's that. All right, I was gonna play maybe a little bit more videos, but I'm not going to now because what's his face? Mike's in the other room. He needs me for something. And hey, little red y'all, how are you? Oh my gosh, there's a name I haven't seen in forever. Exactly, it is her fault, right? I think maybe my next flashback fight, I think that the video I might play pretty soon, maybe next time I stream, is the one where she tried to frame you for not a crime, but to frame you for a social crime, we'll say. When she tried to say that you said a very mean word about her son. She did all those things to Toddy and James. Exactly. Yeah. I wonder how, they felt, when they went out in public amongst their peers and had people looking at them thinking that man murdered his mother for an inheritance. He took her off oxygen. I wonder how they felt. I mean, they had to file a lawsuit to get her to stop, but what was that their mistake? They should have just gone creator to creator and just like, listen, your shit's kind of giving me some shit here. Maybe take it down and stop doing it. No, she would have went on her channel and said, they're trying to take my voice away. And, and whatever. Little red gate. Yep. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's see here. Exactly. She's doing all the things she cried about people doing to her. Exactly. This way, just hearing her on video all the time, she's always confessing. She doesn't realize it, but she is, in my opinion. And yeah, she's not sorry. She's sorry that you had to have an issue with it. But she's not sorry. What? What do you want? What are you doing? Huh? Come here. All right. My cat wants some attention. Come on. Okay. Okay. Come on. All right. Oh. Okay. Ow. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up now. And I will, I'm working tomorrow night. Maybe Friday night I'll stream because I'm not working late Friday or Saturday night, but I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow night. I'm closing, so I'm not going to be home until 8 because we're coming real quickly back into our busy season. Usually like Monday and Tuesday and even Wednesdays are a little dead there. It's, still this time of year, but right around this time of year is when it goes back into like the summer season. And I think 2 Tuesdays ago or 3 Tuesdays ago, I was out of work by like 8:30. Last Tuesday, I was busy, but we also had like a party thing kind of call in. So that's why I was busy. But last night was just a normal organic night. And I got my ass kicked. So yay, we're getting busy again. Money. So, all right, guys, have a good night. Your birthday is Friday? Oh, happy birthday, Little Red. Yay. Everyone, Little Red's birthday is Friday. Yay. All right. Well, I hope you stream. If you stream, then I won't stream while you're streaming, obviously, and I'll come join you. Yes, watch your stream. So, bye. Have a good night. Happy birthday. Where's my thing?